Welcome, everyone. We're very fortunate here today to be speaking with Karen Chang. Karen is the author of a children's book, and it is titled Rainbow Maker. Karen is currently a third-year PhD student in energy psychology at Akamai University in U.S.A. And over the years, she has immersed herself in the study of energy healing, parapsychology, esoteric theory, traditional Chinese medicine, guided imagery, as well as altered states of consciousness. And so, through both her academic exploration and her personal experience, Karen felt a strong calling to integrate ancient wisdoms with scientific research and transformative energy healing practices into a cohesive and meaningful framework. This children's book, The Rainbow Maker, represents an effort to offer a replicable, simple, and heart-centered energy healing approach in using colour and also light frequencies, using the imagination to support healing in our body, mind, and spirit. So, at its heart, Rainbow Maker carries a very simple but powerful message for both children and also for adults. So, welcome, Karen. Thank you so much for coming in and having a chat.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you. So I'm so
I
happy,
would
to share the Rainbow Maker, this illustrations book, and the story behind its creation with you, Manisha, and the audience who is watching it today. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Maybe before we go any further, I would love you to hold up your creation, your book, so everyone can just have a glance at that. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. So
Yes,
this book.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
And I've been very fortunate to already hear the book, so it's a wonderful book. So, Karen, maybe you could start by telling us a little bit about your intention behind the actual creation of this book.
Yeah, so from your introduction about my background, I've been studying the energy psychology for many years and try to incorporate those very important concepts. And my ultimate goal is to find a simple, practical, and harmonious way using our conscious instinct, those inner gift, to energetically reconnect our with our higher self and our 3D dimensional reality, our physical body, to help people to achieve a better quality of life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that's my intention behind this book.
It's wonderful, very lofty, and absolutely wonderful. Often the best things come from the simplest of things. So I love that you chose a children's book for that. Can you, yeah,
This
can
is
you
also
tell
a
us,
multiple
please?
way. Yeah. So I just want to give you all a quick idea of what this book is about in just one line.
Please.
Discover, discover the magic of the mind and the power of light. Because I believe this sentence really captured the heart of the story, how our imagination and self-awareness can bring in healing colors and light frequency for self-healing and transformation. So this story came to me very unexpectedly, honestly. So my journey with this book began back in summer 2023. At that time, I came across a flyer about 4 years old little boy with brain tumor in hospice care in LA. So their family was asking strangers sending them Christmas card since that may be his last Christmas that year. So that request deeply touched my heart because my mother had also battled brain tumor years before she passed away. So I feel called to write him a card, but I just don't want to just write a note saying Merry Christmas. I want to share something meaningful from my own study. So at the same time, I didn't want it to sound too clinical or feels like I was offering a therapeutic suggestions, right? So for a few nights during my meditation routine, I set an intention and gently ask my higher self and the universe, how can I share what I have learned in a way that is harmonious, subtle, and helpful? So during my meditation, one night, the storyline of the Rainbow Maker just like flew into my awareness all at once. So I remember at that moment, I opened my eye, turned on the light, and grabbed my phone. I typed down the story just within 30 minutes. And I remember being so amazed and thinking to myself, what did I just write a story? And so the next morning when I rechecked the story, I actually captured every aspect of what I want to share in terms of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual parts. The story is very simple, but I found it so powerful. And there's another significant synchronicity happened 3 weeks before the story came to me. So during one of the traditional Chinese medicine energy healing session with myself, I saw a graceful and elegant deer with a beautiful antler quietly standing at the corner of my mind eye. And his presence is so powerful, confident, and graceful. So later, when I was deciding, okay, the whether the main character should be a human being or an animal, I suddenly recall that deer with beautiful antler. So that hit me right away. I say, yeah, this is for a Christmas card. So Santa's reindeer. So it had to be a deer. So little deer became the heart of this story. And so after I sent out that first draft of the Rainbow Maker story to the little boy's family, I kept looking at the story on my computer because I had the sense of feeling something hasn't been completed yet. And then one day during a stillness moment with my heart, I heard an inner voice came to me, make it into a book. And I was surprised. I was thinking like, a book? Why is not a paper? A research paper, right? A fiction book, a nonfiction book, chapter book, what kind of book? And then all of a sudden, I recall many years ago when I was going through a very difficult time. And one day I was sitting in the library on the floor, feeling very lost. And I randomly pick up a children's illustrations book from the shelf called Many Moons. And that book deeply comforted and healed me, So at that time, all of a sudden, there was an aha moment for me. I realized and thought to myself, yes, that's exactly what I want this story, this metaphor to be for someone else, and maybe even for many people. So I wanted to be a children's illustrations book. So that's how I started this journey. So this is my journey with this book. It's really amazing. Yeah. And yes, and then so from there, it has been kind of amazing. So along the way, many beautiful soul collaborators, synchronicity appeared to me to support this journey and leading to this beautiful finished printed book that we have today. So this entire process has really touched me so deeply and brought me so many unexpected joy, surprise, gift, and friendship. So I know deep in my heart this book, Rainbow Maker, will carry the same miracle energy and offer comfort, inspiration, and magic to anyone who come across it.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful, Karen. It's interesting because I have been studying hypnosis, and there's a very well known practitioner of hypnosis, Erickson, and he spoke in metaphors so much. He told stories, and there's so much healing that comes from metaphors and stories. The unconscious mind actually recognizes these stories and metaphors and speaks directly. So it's almost as if it bypasses any resistance in the conscious mind. So that's wonderful that you're doing that in this manner.
That's so true. Yes, yes. Because
Wonderful.
subconsciousness is our reservoir of imaginations.
Exactly. And you mentioned about a synchronicity meeting your illustrators. Maybe you could tell us what happened there. I'm curious to know.
Yes, it's also very interesting. So it's really began years before this story came to me. So about 8 or 9 years ago, I saw one of Helen's Chinese zodiac art piece hanging on the wall in one of my friend's house. And I remember that moment very deeply, that the color and the energy were so vivid and mysterious from Helen's work. So that left a deep impression on me. So when I decided to turn this storyline into a children's illustrations book, Helen was the first person who came to my mind. And then so I reached out to her through the same friends, and everything just flowed from there very smoothly. And Helen's really resonate with the theme of the energy healing. And of course, I spent some time with her and shared some ideas, theories, and practice behind the story so she can really feel into the essence of it before she even decide whether she's going to take this project or not. Yeah. So
That's
timing
wonderful.
wise, it synced up perfectly.
Mm. I think if the illustrator is in resonance with the writer and the story and the topic, then you've really got a great match. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that I totally agree with that. Yes.
Mm. I'm wondering, Karen, how have some of the differences in culture and also language, because I understand that English is your second language, how has that shaped this journey for you?
Yeah, I think this is a great question. I definitely think that language and cultural background will shape how people connect with the message of the book. So during the editing process, we had to really consider how certain words, metaphor, or phrasing might land differently in traditional Chinese versions versus English version. So my editor and I spent quite a lot of time fine-tuning the wording in both versions to make sure that the heart of the message still came through clearly and naturally in each language. And it has been a really rewarding and time-worthy process. I was so lucky to work with two wonderful and amazing editors for both versions. So they really connect with the story and they truly understand the heart of the story. So their gift about editing really made this story shine in their own unique way. And I also found in the past years that when I creating this book from the reader's feedback so far, regardless of language or culture, the metaphor in this book resonate with some things already beautifully encoded within us, in every one of us. And as long as we are willing to open our heart and being curious, then we will be able to recall and embrace those inherent ability and capacity within us. Yeah,
That's wonderful. And in the end, those metaphors that you're speaking about, colours, they're universal, aren't they? So they again speak straight to the soul or the spirit, and regardless of culture, I think anyone will be able to receive that message really well.
that's right. There's no language there. It's just spectrum.
Mm.
Yes.
So, uh, how has the book been received so far? What's some of the feedback that you've received? I understand educators have already used or read the book, and other readers. Maybe you could share that with us.
Yeah, of course. So the traditional Chinese versions of Rainbow Maker was published in 2024 summertime. So I have had a chance to share the paperback of the book at some of the local psychology and holistic energy healing research conference in Taiwan and in San Diego in the
Mhm.
United States. and the response has been really encouraging and positive. Some people will come to me and ask, is there any like workshop can help them go deeper into the color and energy healing concept, which was illustrated in this book. And also what lighted me up and touched me was like some of the teachers, social workers, or school counselors heard about this book through the word of mouth and end up getting the copies and placed in their classroom and counseling room for students to read. I know some of the teachers use this book for their parenting workshop on campus too. Also, there's few traditional Chinese medicine clinic office also place this book in their waiting area. And I was told that sometimes the patient will ask to borrow it home for a few weeks and then end up buy their own copy through the clinic. I also have some readers even additionally order a few dozen copies of the book and then ask us to mail them to the orphanage and women's shelter place.
Mhm.
Yes, and so I really touched by the generosity of the big heart of my readers. And
That's
honestly,
fantastic.
yeah, I know,
Yes, go
right?
ahead.
And then honestly, I found out that young generation and kids, they are incredible. They are naturally intuitive and sensitive to color and energy spectrum. Some children even wrote me a note that they already imagine using colorful light to take care of their own feeling and emotions. So when they read this book, it just literally resonates with them on a deep level, right? And just like, oh, they already knew how to do it. So this book just a reminder and or reassure them about something they already knew inside. So when I read those feedback, I was so touched and I'm so encouraged. Yeah.
That is so wonderful. And I love that it was born through the need and the love for this child who was struggling with his health. And I think that's probably, it's loaded with love, the whole story. And probably that's another reason why it's reaching out so far to help and affect so many people so well.
Yeah, that's so true.
Can you tell our listeners where they might be able to find the book online or paperback version?
Yes, of course. So you can find Rainbow Maker in paperback and ebook format on my Etsy shop, Rainbow Maker Books. And the audience can also find the ebook version on Amazon and majority global ebook platform as well as the global library systems. So I also try to put this ebook into the library system so people can borrow the book for free from library.
Mm.
Yeah, and if it's easier for the audience, you can even go to the book website, the rainbowmakerbooks.com, to place the order request, and then we will ship it to you no matter where you are in the world. And for anyone who is curious to dive deeper, I also included a reference citation page at the end of the book with all the resource, peer-reviewed research papers, and books that inspire and support the concept of the story. Because I want to honor the work that came before mine and share those resources with curious readers and fellow seekers who would like to explore further.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. And I understand that for a short period of time, you're making a copy available for people to, maybe our listeners, to actually read online. Is that correct? Or have I got that incorrect?
So you mean the audiobook?
Yes.
Yes. So I made an audiobook versions and put on the YouTube. So we will provide the link to the audience today so you can read the audiobook first.
That's wonderful. And that's only available for a certain period of time, I understand. So I guess if people are interested, probably good that they act rather quickly on that.
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes.
And Karen, please tell us if you've got any plans or what are your next extra steps? Have you got something in the making?
Yeah, of course. So I
Mhm.
already have some idea for next book, and even some animal have even start appearing to cue me, like for the next thing of the story. And so what I hope to do in the sequels is to continue weaving those complex concepts and turn them into simple, relatable stories and trans them into something children and adults can easily connect with through daily life. And something very practical, gentle, easy to understand, at the same time, are very empowering for self care. Just like a rainbow maker, I want to show how imagination, intuition, this psychic inner gift encoded in every human being, can be utilized as a powerful tool for real healing and self care that touch the mind, body, and energy field of the whole. And furthermore, I'm confident that if we practice more, we will be able to use this concept to bring in the possibilities to help us living in this lifetime more harmoniously. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's so wonderful. And I also like that you're making a book or books that are relevant for the adult to receive benefits from. So, as the parent reads or the grandparent reads the book to the child, they're also getting the message, a really valuable message. So, well done. Congratulations.
Yeah. Honestly, I really want the adult to read the book as I think adult can more resonate with the hidden message in the story. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Karen, for coming to speak to us about your book. And there'll be somewhere links available for our listeners so they can tune into your website. Maybe you can just repeat that again, the name of your website.
My website is rainbowmakerbooks.com.
Excellent. Rainbowmakerbooks.com.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Karen. And I wish you well with your next ventures as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anisha. Thank you. You have a nice day.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.